In the shadowy corners of the internet, a digital war is being waged every single day. It's a war for information, for control, and for the very future of our privacy. And on the front lines of this battle is a group of academic researchers, a modern-day team of digital detectives. Welcome to the world of the Citizen Lab, led by its visionary founder, Ronald Deibert. Imagine a world where your phone isn't just a tool for communication, but a potential spy in your pocket. A world where a single click on a seemingly innocent link can hand over complete control of your digital life to an unknown entity. This isn't a scene from a sci-fi movie. It's the reality that the Citizen Lab confronts daily. So, who is Ronald Deibert? He's a political science professor at the University of Toronto, but that title barely scratches the surface. Think of him as part Indiana Jones, part digital forensics expert. In 1997, he foresaw the dark side of the internet's rapid expansion. While many were celebrating the dawn of a new, connected age, Deibert was already worried about how this power could be misused for censorship, surveillance, and control. This foresight led to the creation of the Citizen Lab in 2001, an interdisciplinary lab that would blend technical investigation with policy research and human rights advocacy. The Citizen Lab's approach is unique. They don't just write academic papers, they get their hands dirty. They reverse engineer malware, they analyze suspicious network traffic, and they meticulously document how governments and corporations are using technology to monitor people. Their team is a mix of computer scientists, social scientists, legal scholars, and area specialists. It's this combination of skills that allows them to connect the digital dots and expose the real-world impact of surveillance. One of their most groundbreaking discoveries was the spyware known as Pegasus. Developed by the Israeli firm NSO Group, Pegasus is one of the most powerful pieces of surveillance software ever created. It can be installed on a phone without the user even clicking a Linka zero-click exploit. Once on a device, it can access everything: your messages, your emails, your photos, your location. It can even turn on your phone's microphone and camera, effectively turning your own device into a 24/7 surveillance tool. The Citizen Lab was instrumental in exposing how Pegasus was being used not just against criminals, but against journalists, human rights activists, lawyers, and even heads of state. Their reports were bombshells, creating international headlines and sparking global conversations about the unregulated market for commercial spyware. They worked with journalists from The Guardian and The Washington Post in what became known as the Pegasus Project, a massive investigation that revealed a list of over 50,000 phone numbers selected for potential surveillance by NSO clients. Think about the courage it takes to do this work. The Citizen Lab isn't just going up against faceless lines of code. They're going up against powerful, well-funded nation-states and secretive private companies. They're exposing activities that these groups would rather keep hidden in the shadows. And that comes with significant risks. Ronald Deibert and his team have faced legal threats, intimidation, and even suspected surveillance themselves. They operate under a constant state of high alert, knowing that their adversaries are some of the most sophisticated cyber operators in the world. Deibert has spoken openly about the psychological toll this takes, the constant need for vigilance, and the burden of knowing the secrets they uncover. He's described it as looking into the abyss, seeing the worst of what technology can enable, yet they persist. Why? Because the stakes are incredibly high. The work of the Citizen Lab is about defending the very foundations of a free and open society. Freedom of the press, the right to dissent, the ability for human rights defenders to operate safely. All of this is threatened by unchecked digital surveillance. When journalists can be spied on, their sources are no longer safe. When activists are monitored, their movements can be preempted and their organizations dismantled. But their work isn't just about exposing the bad guys. It's also about creating a better future. The Citizen Lab's findings are used to push for stronger regulations on the spyware industry. They provide evidence for lawsuits against companies that enable human rights abuses. They work with tech giants like Apple and Google to help them patch the vulnerabilities that spyware exploits. Their research has a direct, tangible impact on making our digital world safer for everyone. For example, after the Citizen Lab identified a zero-click vulnerability used by Pegasus to hack iPhones, they shared their findings with Apple. This led Apple to release an emergency security update to protect its users worldwide. They also took the unprecedented step of suing NSO Group, citing the Citizen Lab's research in their legal filings. This is a perfect example of how the lab's academic work translates into real-world corporate and legal action. The Citizen Lab has also done extensive research on internet censorship. They develop tools and methodologies to measure how countries filter online content, from blocking websites to censoring search results. They've uncovered vast censorship and surveillance networks, like the one they dubbed GhostNet, a massive cyber espionage operation that had infiltrated computers in over 100 countries, including embassies and the offices of the Dalai Lama. Another major area of their focus has been the security of popular apps. We use apps like TikTok, WeChat, and countless others every day, often without a second thought about where our data is going. The Citizen Lab has conducted deep technical analysis of these apps, uncovering security flaws and privacy risks. Their research helps inform the public and policymakers about the potential for data collection and censorship built into the very software we use to connect with each other. The story of the Citizen Lab is a story of hope. It shows that a small, dedicated group of people can stand up to powerful forces and make a difference. It's a reminder that academic research can be a powerful form of activism. Ronald Deibert's vision was to create a CSI for cyberspace, and that's exactly what he's done. They provide the evidence, the cold hard facts that are necessary to hold power to account in the digital age. However, the challenges are only growing. The spyware industry continues to evolve. New technologies, like artificial intelligence, present new and complex threats to privacy and security. The battle for a free and open internet is far from over. In fact, it's more critical now than ever before. As individuals, it's easy to feel helpless in the face of such massive challenges. But the first step is awareness. Understanding the work of organizations like the Citizen Lab helps us see the digital world not just as a place of convenience and entertainment, but as a contested space where our rights are constantly being negotiated. It encourages us to be more critical of the technology we use and to demand more transparency and accountability from the companies and governments that wield it. Ronald Deibert and his team at the Citizen Lab are the unsung heroes of our digital age. They are the watchdogs on the frontiers of cyberspace, working tirelessly in the dark to protect our light. Their work is a testament to the power of knowledge, the importance of courage, and the enduring fight for human rights in an increasingly connected world. So next time you update your phone's software or hear a news story about a data breach or government surveillance, think of the Citizen Lab. Think of the digital detectives who are working behind the scenes, piecing together the clues and fighting to keep our digital world safe and free for everyone. Their story isn't just about technology. It's about the kind of society we want to live in. Thanks for watching. If you found this story as fascinating as I did, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss our next deep dive. See you next time.